My name is Jarek Taylor, and I have a question for you. What's your name and where are you from?
Lovey Bennett in Tifton, Georgia.
I'm Elizabeth Maria Whitehead originally. I'm Elizabeth Clark now.
My name is Tara Harris, and I'm from Georgia.
I'm Jessica Thomas. You can call me JT.
And I'm Jessica Ball. You can call me Jessica.
What are the perks of womanhood?
What are the perks of womanhood? Insight, I would say. Just having the ability to see things from different perspectives. Not just being a woman, but I don't know for other women, but I can see it from my point of view and a man's point of view. So I guess the perks for myself would just be the insight.
What is the hardest thing about being a woman to you?
Okay, I can laugh about this one because I cry all the time about it. The hardest thing about being a woman for me is just being emotional in general. Not being understood on just the way I handle things, how I live my life, why I choose to do things the way I do things. That's why I'm so... Another issue would be, why am I so hard? Or why am I so not understanding? I guess that would be the hardest part about being a woman.
Hardest part about being a woman?
Being black and being a woman.
Being black and being a woman?
Yes.
Can you tell me some of the struggles you face because you were black and you're a woman?
Because, okay, being a woman already, you're already lower than men, but then putting black on that, you're double minority. So we have to work, the saying is you have to work twice as hard. We have to work like 5 times as hard to prove that we're great just because we're a woman, then we're black on top of that.
So would
I'm
you
black on top of
say your ethnicity has played a part in you with struggles, in a sense?
Yes.
Has it ever limited you in a professional manner, as in applying for a job or anything like that?
I would say yes and no. And I would say no because my name is Lovey, so who's going to see my application and throw it in the trash because you don't know who's walking through the door? And I would say yes because, most people may think I don't know what I know just because I'm a woman and then I'm black on top of that. So you probably don't think I know anything that has to do with the job.
So would you say socially, when it comes to meeting new people, do you think being a black woman affects the people you can interact with in a positive manner?
Yes, because, people will probably label me as, just because I'm black and a woman, as the angry black woman that's loud and ghetto and don't know nothing. So why would I even waste my time talking to her?
Well, I think the hardest thing about being a black woman is, oh God, you can't even have an opinion without being labeled as aggressive or mean. And I could say it in the nicest tone. Even if it were like a white woman just describing how they felt or just even being assertive, they get labeled as, and excuse my language, as a bitch.
When did you feel you became a woman? You transitioned from a girl to a woman?
Okay, so I became a woman. This is a really personal question. But okay, I think I became a woman when I came home from Atlanta. I maybe had been in Atlanta a year and a half, and life spiraled left instead of right. And so I returned back home, and it was either put up or shut up. So I feel like that's when I transitioned into a woman, when I started leaning on myself more than my father.
When did you feel as though you became a woman?
when I became a woman when I would say why? Okay, so I became a woman when I'll say 20.
What made you feel as though you're a woman now? What was the niche from being a teenage girl to becoming a woman?
I felt like I matured a lot because I was going through stuff in my personal life, and I just had to mature for my family and just be there.
I became a woman was when I matured and started thinking independently.
Yourself, other Jessica?
And I think I became a woman once I reached, womanhood. Once my body changed and then my mind followed my body, that's whenever I became.
When did you feel you became a woman?
When I lost my virginity. I had waited till I was 18 years old. And I'd been with a guy for about 3 years. He was a virgin too. And this one girl told me, she's like, as soon as you lose your virginity, you're not going to have the tolerance you do for cheating. And as soon as I lost my virginity, he cheated on me 2 weeks later. And I sent him a Dear John letter because he just joined the military.
What does the journey to womanhood mean to you?
Strength.
Strength?
Yeah. Strength automatically. Like the strength to let things go. And the strength to fight for things. In my personal opinion. You have things you should fight for as a female. And you fight for love and loyalty. And you do all this. But there's a point where you have to let go too. And that hurts you so much. Letting go of people that you thought were so great. But that's the same thing with humanity. I think that men deal with this the same way that we do.
Do you feel like Hollywood is a friend or a foe of women?
I feel like Hollywood can be both, depending on the situation.
Hollywood would be a foe because just in general, just when you get on YouTube or when you turn on the television, you got Love and Hip Hop, Hollywood, you got all type of shows going on now, and they're actually making black women look like, excuse my language, but dumbasses. We look like dumbass women, and not only do we look like dumbass women, we look like whores. Like, I'm just basing it off of how we dress, how we present ourselves. Bitches. We're always fighting, gossiping, just doing extra things, and that's just not what we're based on. It's really not what we're based on.
I would say foe and friend, but I say foe because when you look at the creations of Hollywood or whatever, you see women in the work, not in the workplace, but at home and being housewives while the men are doing all this, but women are more than just taking care of their families and being home. They can actually work too.
And how's it a friend?
I would say it's a friend because sometimes they show women working. They may show white women working, but it's women, I guess.
Okay. Given what you said prior to the entirety of this video, what is some advice you would give to teenage you who is trying to figure out what it is to be a woman?
I would say, I don't think it's advice per se. You just have to find your own way and make your own mistakes and follow your own path, because how can I say this? Well, the journey to womanhood is different for everybody. You may be a woman at 15, you think, but you may mature faster than others. You may be a woman at 29. I don't think your age tells when you're a woman.
There's a lot of main female roles where we get so much attention, and nowadays we're getting so much more attention than we did back in the day. Like, you know, you got so many female dominated movies, even now Star Wars. Look at it, what was it? Genesis. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's a female dominated life, and people are starting to realize that females are life.
When you were a child, when you played with dolls or Barbies in a sense, did you feel as though that is what you identified beauty as? Or how do you identify beauty?
Well, you know, looking at dolls and going to the store, you see all the white dolls and they're all eye level, so people can be like, oh, I want that doll, and you know, all the black ones and brown ones are on the bottom. But my parents always got me black and brown dolls, so me seeing dolls and seeing black and brown dolls was always beautiful to me because I didn't have white dolls to compare them to.
Like, I'm so glad you asked me this question. Because what I did with my Barbies, I cut their hair. And then I cut my clothes up. And I got in trouble for it. Because I cut my clothes up and I put them like tribal wear. Like, you're living in the desert kind of shit. And you have to find the clothes you have to. And it was so crazy because I cut up all my clothes and they were like in rags. But I felt that they were so much better than the original Barbie.
Interesting. Now, would you say that a more feminine approach, such as like dolls or playing with hair, stuff like that, is that what you equated towards being a woman? Is that what you thought women should do?
Yes and no, because I would say that because my mom, she always had a job, so I always had a woman in my home that worked. So I always seen women work. But then when I'm talking to other people or just looking at my other family members, they was like housewives. So I always just said, I don't think I know being a woman is taking care of your house, but you're not limited to that.
Do you feel as though there's a hierarchy between light-skinned and dark-skinned females?
Yes.
Why?
Who don't want to be light-skinned? Like, you know, we're all black, but, you know, people be like, yeah, she's light-skinned, so she's automatically prettier. When all these brown and darker-skinned women are just as beautiful, if not more.
Why is it like that?
I would say media has a lot to play with it because the lighter you are, I guess the closer to being white you are, and white is the so-called definition of beauty.
I saw this meme on Facebook the other day, and it's about dark-skinned girls. And my personal experience, I guess I wasn't really considered pretty before college, but like once I got here, you know, there were like more black people here, more people that looked like me, more people that had my skin tone, and so many people were just like, oh, like, I love your skin, like, it's just so smooth and it's like so chocolate and it's just so nice, and it was so weird. Like, I'm not used to that. I'm not used to anyone complimenting my skin tone, so it was weird, but it was also really nice. And I feel like lots of dark-skinned girls go through that. You know, they're not really considered pretty. They're considered ugly, like, before they get to college. But then, like, in college, like, that's when they realize, oh, you know, I'm beautiful, you know. My melanin is beautiful. Like, yeah, just all that. I feel like you need to tell little girls, dark-skinned little girls, they're beautiful, like, way before they get to college.
If you could talk to a male viewer, and I'm assuming there's going to be a few male viewers on this documentary, what's one thing you wish that you could tell them or explain to them about being a woman?
They don't know. It's obvious to me that they don't know that every female is not the same. It's obvious to me that they don't know that every female was not raised with the same morals and values and standards. it's obvious to me that males don't know that it's a certain way that you have to treat a female.